A driver pours a $3 bottle of injector cleaner into the tank in 2026, expecting a smoother idle. 3 weeks later, the check engine light comes on, and the shop quotes $2,000 for a new catalytic converter. The cleaner did that. The bottle on the shelf next to it would have done the opposite, and it cost about the same. By the end of this video, you will know the 6 fuel injector cleaners that quietly wreck engines, the 3 that actually work, and the 1 word on the label that tells you which is which in 3 seconds. Number 1, harsh solvent cocktails, the ones built on xylene and acetone. These bottles promise to blast away carbon, and that word blast is the problem. A proper cleaner dissolves carbon slowly and carries it out in particles small enough to burn off. These solvents do not dissolve carbon. They tear it loose in large solid chunks. Those chunks travel downstream and lodge in the catalytic converter, plugging it solid. That is an immediate $2,000 replacement from a cleaner that was supposed to help. The same solvents attack rubber, melting through fuel lines and seals on contact. The bottle markets itself on strength. The strength is exactly what destroys the engine. And as bad as that is, the next one does not just clog a part. It can split the engine block. Number 2, kerosene-based cleaners. A lot of the cheap bottles on the bottom shelf rely on kerosene as the main ingredient because it is cheap and it smells like it is doing something. What it actually does is lower the octane rating of the gasoline in your tank. Lower octane means the fuel ignites at the wrong moment in the combustion cycle, and that triggers knock. Knock is not a noise problem. It is metal pounding against metal inside the cylinder, hundreds of times a second, in a part of the engine built to never take that impact. Run it long enough, and it does not just wear the engine. It can crack it. Catastrophic failure from a bottle that cost a few dollars. The next one is sneakier. It attacks your engine from 2 directions at once. Number 3, ethanol heavy cleaners. This one fails in 2 separate ways, and both are expensive. Ethanol is hygroscopic, which means it actively pulls moisture out of the air and holds it. Pour it into the tank and you are introducing water into your fuel system, where it rusts the fuel rails and injectors from the inside out. That is the slow failure. The fast failure is combustion. Ethanol carries extra oxygen, and that forces the engine to run lean. A lean burn runs hotter than the engine is designed to handle. Hot enough to burn holes clean through the tops of the pistons. Rust on one end, melted pistons on the other, from a product sold as a cleaner. The next one does the most damage of all, and it is the one most people reach for because it is the cheapest. Number 4, generic bargain bin cleaners, the $3 specials. This is the purest buyer's trap in the category because it looks like a deal, and it is the opposite. These are heavily diluted mixtures of cheap kerosene and alcohol with almost nothing else in them. They contain no real detergents, so they cannot clean anything, and your rough idle stays exactly as rough as it was, but they are just abrasive enough to break loose a little surface debris, and that debris has to go somewhere. It clogs the fuel filter and jams the injector nozzles. So the $3 bottle does not fix your problem, and it creates a new one. You pay $3 to make the car worse. Before we continue, you need the one ingredient this whole video turns on. It is called PEA, polyethylamine. PEA is the only detergent proven to clean baked-on carbon out of a fuel system safely. It works at combustion temperature, dissolves deposits into particles small enough to burn off harmlessly, and it does not attack rubber or plastic the way solvents do. Everything in the good half of this list contains it. Almost nothing in the bad half does. Keep that word in your head because at the end it is the entire test. Subscribe while you are here. No sponsorships on this channel, no brand deals that change the rankings. Just chemistry and repair costs. Number 5, alcohol-heavy formulas. The ones loaded with isopropyl alcohol. Alcohol has a use in tiny amounts as a water remover, but in high concentration it behaves like a drying agent, and your fuel system is full of parts that must never dry out. The rubber O, rings, and plastic components inside the fuel pump depend on staying supple. High alcohol content dries them, hardens them, and cracks them. Once those seals fail, the pump cannot hold pressure. You get sudden fuel pressure drops and then total pump failure, usually at the worst possible moment. A fuel pump is not a cheap part, and it is not a quick job. The alcohol that was supposed to clean the system is what kills the pump. Number 6, Marvel Mystery Oil. This one is different because the product itself is not bad. It is a trusted name, on shelves for over a century, and a lot of people swear by it for good reasons. The problem is what people use it for. Marvel Mystery Oil is a lubricant. It is not a detergent. Pouring it into your gas tank to clean dirty injectors is using the right product for the wrong job. It has no meaningful ability to break down baked-on carbon, so the deposits clogging your injectors stay exactly where they are. Your fuel economy keeps dropping, your idle stays rough, and you keep buying bottles of something never designed to clean anything. It is not dangerous. It is just useless for this, and useless still costs you money every fill-up. So that is the half of the shelf to walk past. Now, the part that actually matters, because this video is not about what to avoid, it is about what works. There are 3 cleaners worth your money, and all 3 share one thing. They are built on PEA. Everything else is marketing. The first one is the one most people walk right past, reaching for a flashier bottle instead. Number 1, Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. This is the gold standard for routine maintenance and the safest thing you can put in your tank. It runs on a highly effective PEA formula, and it is the single product most often recommended by actual automakers and the mechanics who repair these engines for a living. Techron cleans the entire fuel system, the injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers, and it does it without the risk to sensitive sensors and seals that harsh solvents destroy. If your car runs fine and you want to keep it that way, this is the bottle. Use it every few thousand miles and you are doing real preventive maintenance instead of gambling. But if your car is already running rough, Techron alone may not be enough, and that is where the next one comes in. Number 2, Redline SRI-1 Complete Fuel System Cleaner. This is the heavy hitter, the one you reach for when the car is already in trouble. If it is running rough, coughing, hesitating, or it has been neglected for years, Techron may not be strong enough to undo the damage. Redline SRI-1 carries the highest concentration of PEA you can buy over the counter, somewhere between 30 and 50%. That is not a maintenance dose. That is a chemical reset button. It melts baked-on carbon into microscopic particles and flushes a system that looked like it needed a teardown. You do not need this every fill-up. You reach for it when the engine is already telling you something is wrong, and nothing off the shelf works harder. Number 3, Gummout Regan High Mileage. This is the value pick built specifically for older engines, vehicles past 75,000 miles. It delivers a genuine, potent dose of PEA at a price that does not punish you, which matters when the car is not worth a premium bottle every month. It restores fuel economy and horsepower that high-mileage engines quietly lose to deposits, and it adds anti-corrosive additives that fight the damage modern ethanol-blended pump gas does to an aging fuel system. For a budget-conscious driver with a lot of miles on the clock, this is real PEA cleaning without the premium price.